Hello again, everyone. It's Elliott from The Voice of E, and I am talking to Eric Price from Japanime Games.
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. Eric, welcome.
Thank you.
We are at Anime Central, and they've got their booth here, and I would like to see some of the games that Japanime has brought along here to show off to people.
I can show you the big version of KrosMaster we have over here. If
Excellent.
we can get in here with all the people. Here we go. So this is KrosMaster Arena, and it is a miniatures board game for 2 to 4 players. When you're playing 2 players, it would be 4 of these characters fighting against 4 others. And when you play 4 players, everybody would have 2 characters, and you can play as teams, or it's a free-for-all where everybody fights against each other. And this is our giant demo version of the game. The smaller version is over there on the table with the cardboard cutouts and all that, but this is a very fun thing to take out to the conventions and teach people how to play on.
It's actually a pretty nice giant version there.
Yeah.
We've all out on that.
Yes, we've got these great resin figures that are, it's basically about 4 times the size of a regular game.
Yep.
People love to play on big games, and it's great to have. So, the way the game works is you would populate the board with all these coins at the beginning of the game, and then you're trying to attack your opponent's characters. You can also pick up coins during the game. Once you have 10 coins, you can use those to buy victory points, or if you knock out your opponent's characters, you can also win victory points. Whoever gets all the victory points wins the game. Every character has unique spells. They've got movement points, hit points, and action points. The hit points are how much damage they can take, the movement points are how many squares they can move on the board, and the action points are for their spells. So the Queen of the Tofus has 2 spells that cost 3 action points each, so that you can do each action twice, or do them once each. And you can do that in any order on your turn. On your turn, you go through each character in order, and then it goes to your opponent's turn, and they do all their characters, and it goes back and forth. So the Queen here can summon Tofus, which are these cute little birds, and then the Tofus have their own stats on the back, and they can fly, they can do attacks, and they are basically the minions of the Queen. And like I said, every character has different types of spells they can do.
How many characters come with the game?
There's 8 characters in the base game, and we also have expansion packs. Each expansion has 4 new characters that come out, and there's 32 different characters that can come in those.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So that's the base game. I can show you some of the new expansions we have coming out soon that are over here.
Let's go.
Frigast. This is the Ice World version of the game, and this is coming out in a few weeks. On this game, you get a new figure, new board, different rule sets in it where there's frozen damage, there's frozen Tofus, there's ice cubes instead of the crates that come in the regular game. You can actually jump on the ice cubes and somebody can push them and you'll go sliding. So some cool aspects to that. They're also 2-sided boards, so there's different scenarios on each one. Over here...
Oh, wait, when did you say that one was coming out?
That's coming out in a few weeks.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, it'll be coming out at least by the end of the month. Or sometime next month.
Okay.
This is a whole new set of characters. These are called the Season 2 characters, and they'll be coming out in about 6 weeks. It's a whole new set of 32 characters and some new promo figures. And down on the bottom here, we have the Dual Pack, which will be coming out the same time as Frigast, which has 2 new characters. And then the Multi-Man set is behind that, which is 6 new characters. So we've got a whole lot of cool stuff coming out. We've got cases to store all your miniatures.
Nice carry case.
They've got little spots in here to keep all your guys in. We've got new plush tofu, which are very fun. They're nice and soft. I was juggling them earlier. That's kind of difficult. So that's most of what I can show you for KrosMaster. I can tell you about the organized play system we're doing.
Yeah.
Yesterday we ran a regionals tournament here. And the winner got a big trophy, which was a figure about this tall. And the winners at these regional tournaments we're running will all be going to getting entries or buys into the Nationals event, which will be held at PAX this year. The top 3 players at Nationals will get a free trip to France for the World Championships.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And that'll be next year. But also stores, we're asking stores to contact us that are interested in running tournaments, because we're running tournaments, giving them prize kits with promo figures that they can give out to their players, and to encourage tournaments in the stores all over.
Uh-huh.
So that's what's going on right here. I can show you our other games over here.
Sure.
This is Tanto Cuore. It is a game about maids. It's a Japanese game that we translated into English, and the theme of this game is to collect the most maids and be the best master of the house. You gain victory points for having more and more maids and different types of cards in your deck.
Uh-huh.
It's a deck building game, and we have 3 different sets of this so far, Tanto 1, 2, and 3. Tanto 2 is called Expanding the House, where you're building new properties in the game, and Tanto 3 is Romantic Vacation, where you take the maids on holiday. The next edition we're doing, Tanto 4, is the Oktoberfest edition, and in that edition it will be about German beer maids.
Really?
Just a new spin on the game. We're in the process of working on that right now. We will probably have a Kickstarter up on that in the next month.
Oh, okay. When is the plan for release on that one?
October. We plan on releasing it at ACEN this year in both English and German, and so that's a big new thing. We are going to work on making a German, French, Italian version of the game, possibly a Spanish, because there's a lot of interest around the world. It's doing very well.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, that Tanto Cuore is really doing well.
Yes.
I mean, you guys are actually one of the earliest deck building games out there, weren't you?
Well, it was one of the earliest in Japan. We came out a little bit later with the English version, but yes, right. And it's got some interesting mechanics in it in this game that are different than other deck builders too, where you can take cards out of your hand and keep them in play, whereas most deck builders you're just continually cycling through cards. So that's called chamber mating, where you're putting a maid into your private chambers, and so they stay in play rather than continue to cycle through your deck. Cool. Over here, we also have Kanzumi Goddess. Kanzumi Goddess is also a deck building game, but the big difference with this is that it has a lot more action in that you are fighting your opponents, playing against them, trying to knock them down to 0 health like you might do with a game like Magic. It's 2 to 6 players, whereas Tanto's 2 to 4. And when you're playing this, every player plays as a god. There's god cards, and each god gives you special abilities. When you attack your opponents, you're trying to knock them down to 0. Well, it's called energy. And there's different ways to gain health and all of that. It's 2 to 6 players. You can also play in teams with this game, which is fun, where you have a greater and a lesser god to try to stay in the game. So
I love the artwork too. It's really
the art's really nice. And then over here we have a Lupin the Third game. It's a board game. This is similar to Clue. You get these awesome little figures, and you're doing a race against the board here to try to find out who stole the loot. So it's actually a game done by our friends in Italy, Ginos Games, and we are selling it in North America for them under Japanime Games, and it is in Italian and English. And there's also an expansion for it right here.
nice.
So that's what we're doing.
What are the plans for the rest of the year for Japanime Games?
Mainly KrosMaster and also new Tanto 4 edition.
Now, which convention can we possibly run into Japanime Games at next?
Well,
Probably Origins?
ACEN.
ACEN.
We'll be in Dallas next month. We'll be there. Actually, no, MomoCon is in Atlanta in 2 weeks. No, 1 week.
You guys do get around.
1 week is MomoCon. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks to Dallas for ACEN. The week after that is Origins. That's into June. In July, we've got Anime Expo in LA, San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
In August, we've got Gen Con,
Of course.
Penny Arcade Expo. Then we go to Germany.
Well, you guys get around, that's for sure.
Yes.
Where can people go on the internet to find Japanime Games?
JapanimeGames.com.
That's convenient how that works out. Eric, thank you for taking a couple of minutes to talk to me. I really appreciate it.
You bet.